history, it has happened that more than 300 warplanes were used just to remove a single leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, from the way. But the question is, how does Tehran, the highly defended capital of Iran with strong defense systems, come under the range of this attack? Israel launches more than 200 fighter jets for the biggest aerial combat operation in its history. At the same time, the United States uses dozens of Tomahawk cruise missiles and HIMARS launchers from its warships. More than 500 military installations inside Iran are targeted. Along with Israel's 200 warplanes, the United States also brings 125 warplanes, which include F-35 and F-22 Raptor. The leadership of this attack is carried out by Israel's F-35 and America's F-22 Raptor, which first jam Iran's radar systems. This attack happened at the time when an emergency meeting was going on in the office of Iran's supreme leader. Now it is certain that at that time Mossad agents were present on the ground who confirmed that Ayatollah Ali was inside the office, and the strike was initiated. The mind-blowing thing is that in just 24 hours, the United States and Israel used more than 1,200 bombs and missiles against Iran.
In Iran, you can get arrested for walking a dog and then they can take your dog away because according to Islam, dogs are najis, which means unclean. In Iran, you will get arrested, not can, will, if you're a female solo singer. It is against the law. In Iran, not that you have to wear hijab, but if your hijab is not to the liking of the regime forces, they can push you forcefully into a van and take you to jail. And then things that happen in those jails, let's just say that they're not ethical. In Iran, you are not allowed to change your religion or choose your religion. If you do so, you will be executed. In Iran, they would line us up as children, force hijab on us, and force us to chant death to America. I mean, I wouldn't call that school. I would call that a cult that is trying to brainwash children into a terrorist mindset. In Iran, there are stations with regime forces, and they can stop your car and see if the person next to you is a girlfriend, a boyfriend, or you're married to. If you're not married to them, you can get arrested. In 5 years, imagine that a Big Mac went from $6 to $600. That's exactly what happened in Iran. Well, roughly, I think it's even more than that. And everything I'm telling you is not even the worst thing that's happening in Iran. Every time people request a regime change and they start to protest, the regime shuts off the internet and starts shooting people with military-grade weapons. Children. Regime forces in the past 2 to 3 weeks have killed more than 50,000 people. So yeah, if you have opinions about how Iranians should feel, perhaps you should go to Iran, live with the regime, and maybe raise a child or two. And then we can speak about it.
Go! Done! Back up! Muhammad, Muhammad! Back up! American! It's okay.
You're fine? Really? You need something to help you? No problem, you're safe. You're safe. Everything good? No problem. Thank you for helping us. Everything perfect? Oh! لازم نفعل المركز. يا اخي يا ابني. Oh my God. Whoa! Oh my God! Yo! No way! No way!
How did the CIA and Mossad manage to track down the Iranian supreme leader's secret compound? It all started around 8 in the morning. CIA tracked some high-level Iranian leaders at this building right in the heart of Tehran. U.S. intelligence shared a critical tip with their Israeli counterparts. For months, they had been quietly hacking into Iranian communication channels using Space Force low-orbit satellites. But pulling off a strike isn't that simple. In the first wave, they had to neutralize a larger number of Iran's anti-air defense systems. This critical step cleared the airspace for a massive strike force of around 200 Israeli jets. But this area is highly fortified, so how do you destroy a deeply buried target like this? Well, they use bunker busters. Their delayed fuses punch through deep concrete before detonating. This is part one. How exactly did Israel and the United States manage to assassinate one of the most heavily protected men on the planet? The answer? An unprecedented joint operation. For months, the CIA and elite Israeli units waged a shadowy intelligence war. Using a web of surveillance satellites, intercepted comms, and human spies, they mapped Ayatollah Khamenei's every move in absolute secrecy. Utilizing a sophisticated web of low Earth orbit surveillance satellites, intercepted encrypted communications, and highly placed human assets deep within the regime, they painstakingly mapped Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's every movement, security protocol, and daily pattern. The vulnerability, the Pasteur Street Summit. The critical breakthrough came when American intelligence identified a fleeting yet massive vulnerability, the highly classified Morning Summit. Top-tier Iranian military commanders, security advisors, and political officials were converging on the heavily guarded Pasteur Street compound in the heart of central Tehran. Shielded by layers of urban infrastructure, elite guard details, and what they believed was an impenetrable umbrella of state-of-the-art air defenses. Like the homegrown Baver missiles as well as 400 radar system located all over the city. The leadership gathered in a false sense of absolute security. Here comes part two. How many aircrafts were involved in taking out a single target? The focal point of the operation was Beit Rabari, Khamenei's highly secure official residence and centralized office compound located in the heart of downtown Tehran. While they used around 200 aircrafts, the localized strike on Beit Rabari was the anchor of a massive, flawlessly synchronized aerial campaign. Flew all the way from Israel with flying oil tankers, the largest military flyover in its history. The Israeli Air Force deployed an armada of approximately 200 fighter jets equipped with GPS bunker buster bombs. As stated, he was actually occupying a shallower subterranean facility, the free-falling guided bomb, which the IDF deployed as the munitions.
Iran has attacked 15 nations in the Middle East in the last 72 hours, many of which were not involved in operations. That's more than Israel has attacked in 50 years. In the coalition right now, we have Iran on one side with the Houthi, Hezbollah, and to a degree popular mobilization forces like Hamas engaged with Iran. On the American side, we've got the United States and Israel. Israel launching more planes and weapons than the British ever did to help us in Iraq, which is very interesting. But we've also now got joining us in defensive operations, Bahrain, Canada, the Kurds, France, Germany, Greece, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, the United Arab Emirates, and the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom and France had decided to stay out of it. In fact, the British would not allow us to launch our aircraft from Britain. The French would not allow us to fly over French airspace. The Iranians, nonetheless, decided to blow up a French naval base in Abu Dhabi and launch missiles at British intelligence operations in Cyprus. So the British and the French are now engaged in the fight, with the French now sending an aircraft carrier and the British now sending planes. All of them in defensive positions. The United States and Israel are on offense, going into Iran. The British, the French, and all the Arab partners are on defense, stopping Iranian missiles and drones from leaving Iran. Jordan played a very big role intercepting Iranian missile technology flying into Israel. The Jordanians and the Israelis coordinating quite closely together to stop the attacks on Israel. Massive waves of missiles from Iran. In fact, as I'm talking, the Iranians have launched another wave towards Israel, and nothing they've launched in this 12th wave have been able to get through because the Iranians are being stopped by the Jordanians.
So that was a long clip for an opener. So welcome back, guys, to what, episode 15?
Yeah. I didn't even, 15. Yeah, we back. We were episode 15 now. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Late Night Line.
How they do, everybody?
We're going through tough times right now, but that's just how the world is going right now. We on the brink of World War III.
Yeah,
Sad to say.
Do you really think so?
Dude, one attack caused 15 different retaliations.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know there was so much involvement. So you played this
got Russia and China that's possibly going to jump into this. It's gonna. This might be it.
Nah, I don't think so.
We always got to pray that things go in a different direction, but this could get ugly.
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna get ugly.
First thing I want to point out is the narrative that the lady set out to against Iran. You know how they treat the people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I don't know if you ever heard of the propaganda before war. You only see one side. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, okay, that piece right there, when that really caught me, it seems like they tried to set a narrative first before they showed you what was going on.
No, I picked those clips. I picked those clips.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, all right then. So
yeah,
that person right there, if that was like that, it was like they was trying to set a narrative on how Iran was treating their people. And then those clips came in after. All right, so that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. So I just picked both clips from on like both sides. You know what I'm saying? So if you see, I picked clips like they was screaming "Debt to America."
Yeah,
so I just picked clips from both sides and let people explain the story. So it wasn't like
So I've been following this closely, not closely, but you see on social media, everybody has their opinion, and there's a lot of people saying stuff. I came across something interesting about how it was a strategic move. So they said in the last couple months, this was been in play for years. If you're going to get close to somebody like that, you were already in their camp.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody trusted, you know what I mean? Somebody well trusted to know your every move. That's how the CIA worked. So somebody knew his every move, somebody that he trusted for years. It wasn't months. And they were saying like how this was strategic about taking out, Venezuela first. It all has to do with weakening Russia. Now I seen something like that. It was it's like it's a chess move. It's not it's not a checkers thing where it just happened overnight. But I've seen a clip where it said that everything that U.S. is doing is trying to weaken Russia's resources some way, somehow, because where they get the oil from, Venezuela, whatever they buy from Iran, all the stuff that they buying, to help them out, to advance them, to get them ready for World War III. So yeah, that was my little take on it.
I like your view because it leads into the strategy that they use, Venezuela.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how Mexico plays into it because they did take out Mexico first before they went over there. So that probably got a big thing. I think Mexico had something to do with it first. So I think they wanted to slow down Mexico first before they attack because they want
to make sure they can move freely between Mexico and Venezuela, between here and that's you got to move through Mexico to get there.
So because they got a list where Venezuela first, Mexico, then over there. So it's crazy.
I don't think Mexico plays into that because
I think so, yo.
They already control Mexico. I think Iran and the former Venezuela were controlled by Putin and that side. They were heavily influenced by them. So I think they were more important than Mexico.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. They were friendlies. Mexico is more of a friend to America than Venezuela and Iran was, or still is till now.
But you got to think, everybody that's here, all their cells, they came through Mexico. They didn't come through Canada. They came
Yeah.
through Mexico. Everybody that's here already to set off whatever they're going to do, they came through Mexico. So I think Mexico's pretty neutral.
Yeah, it is. But I think Mexico was a precursor to let people know they ain't playing around.
Yeah.
So it's like so see how Venezuela was a demonstration and they took out some of the stuff. Then they did it again in Mexico. Well, they didn't have. All right, so they were hands off in Mexico, but the strategic, the way how they went about it, showing like, yo, we could spot anybody. I think that was the strategy that they used to show like, hey, we coming. But like you said, I was listening to them, and they were saying that they started moving people out the way, like in certain places. So
if you look, you could see it.
Yeah. So I'm like,
it's usually a playbook that they use.
So one thing I did find out was this, right? Does this have anything to do with the cuts in jobs? Because companies started laying off a whole bunch of people because they kind of know something big was coming down the pipe.
What kind of job?
No, they had a lot of layoffs. They had
what kind of jobs in Pacific?
I'm not too sure. I know a lot of people been getting laid off. You know what I'm saying? So that was something I kind of like, why companies started cutting back. But that was one thing I started looking at, is like, because once you start going into war and stuff,
you don't want to be around when that happens. Well,
yeah, you got to cut down on your employees so you stay lean.
Yeah. Hey, another thing I noticed too is that they trying to boost the oil price.
Yeah.
Now they control.
That's price gouging. That's price gouging because you remember all the gas.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying though. Now they control the biggest oil reserve in the world now, and Trump promised to turn around Venezuela, but he needs money. If the oil prices skyrocket, they can sell that stuff in Venezuela at a higher price and make way more money on it. And of course, Cuba is going to be involved because they're getting choked out. Even Mexico has stopped delivery oil to Cuba as well. And well, we know Iran and all these other countries were using that Venezuelan oil to China, and they were going to use that to attack Taiwan. So that was one of the reasons why that Venezuelan oil was very important. A lot of people don't really look at what the oil was being used for, but it's basically all countries that were going to attack the United States. So you take out one guy, Maduro, and it kind of crippled a lot of things. And it wasn't, like I was telling people, it wasn't about the money. It's about controlling where the oil goes. And I think that's one of these plays you've seen right here working out. You've seen the same play. They got CIA agents on the ground in Iran, just like they did and we talked about this last week, right? We was wondering how much intelligence do they have? The supreme leader got took out 10 minutes into the war. They went to Venezuela and took Maduro with his team, even knowing he was missing. They literally called him to tell him, yo, we got him. Yeah. So what they're kind of doing is showing like, listen, man, we don't care who you are. You could be cartel. You could be, we know we can find you.
Yeah.
and that cartel dude they took out is probably one of the real dudes that's actually running Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say go beyond the president, or was there president over there? Prime minister? What is it? President?
President.
The lady?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people saying that the cartel's the one that put her in office.
Yeah, well, you can clearly see. Remember, I asked you last week. I said, "Well, who's really running it? If they're just going around killing people because they killed the whoever they killed last week, and they was just running around killing people just to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? So if they can just run around and kill people at will, who's really running the show out there? You know what I mean? It's not really not the government. You know what I mean? If they can't really stop them from doing such. Or they don't have no fear of the government to actually, for their consequences, who's really running it? Is it the cartel or the government? I think it's a 50-50 split.
Yo, it's crazy how they targeted the leaders. As soon as they were getting ready to appoint another leader, they took them out too.
Right.
Cutting the head off the snake.
One of the things that they were saying, they had enough uranium to create a missile. So they when I was listening to the press conference today, the intelligence showed that they were going to attack first. That's what the media was saying, right? I'm not calling on, but that's what they were projecting. They were saying, hey, even though we hit them early last year or whenever we hit them the last time,
Yeah.
When we hit them the last time, they went back and they got more stuff to build certain weapons. You get what I'm saying? So
right, because I'm assuming Russia is assisting them with some of that stuff too.
Yeah. So and that was one of the things. So man,
so you think they had to retaliate in order to take that, to bomb that again?
Hey, let me tell you one thing I always learned in American history. We take it to them first, so they don't never got to bring it here.
Well, that's the thing, because you can say what you want about America. I think America got the greatest intelligence in the world. They can infiltrate any culture, any nationality, any race. They can adapt, figure you out, and then gut you from the inside out. And they do it all over the world.
Not to interrupt, but did anybody see the president of China, his statement? I don't know if he put it out a few months ago, a few years ago. He said, we know America. He said, we'll never strike first, but if America strikes first, he said, we'll never let you get the second shot off.
Yeah, they're gonna strike other countries first, but they ain't gonna strike America first.
Yeah, so no, and he was just saying that, he was pretty much saying that they're well ready for United States, because
I don't think so.
China is the
already
only.
think so.
China is the only. I think. Okay, China is the only competition, I would say, or competitor of United States that I think that will still a little fear in the United States from the leaders.
Yo,
Is Toya on? Is she on?
I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
listening. I have nothing to offer. I don't like war. I don't like the sound of bombs. I don't like none of it. Nope. It's
So,
kind of
Part
scary.
of life that we
I'm
never
trying to
really
make
experienced.
plans with my sister to go on vacation, and now she's like, well, I don't want to go. You know, look at what's happening.
well, Caribbean should be okay about now. South America, stay away from Venezuela. You know, you go down further north, further south. But yeah, look, I mean, this war is going to interrupt a lot of travel. People are not going to go places right now because, listen, you think about it. If you leave the country having an American passport, you can run into you could run into any type of issue.
So if you look at the media, they have a phone number telling people in certain countries, if you're stranded, call this number. So people abroad, they're trying to come home. So they're basically telling you not to travel, and they're basically telling you stay put.
Well, the situation with these 15 countries that got attacked and they're telling people to come home, all those airports are shut down.
Yeah, but they got ways to go in and get them.
Yeah,
so
but a lot of them can't get out. I saw a couple of things on that where they were
they can't get out. But they have planes, and they show these in movies where they have extraction point. They tell you that. Trust me, so they going in the dark of night. They bring it's I don't want to say it's like they can't demonstrate it, but they going in and coming out without permission. You get what I'm saying? They're going in and coming out without permission, and they could do that pretty quickly. If they did that in Venezuela, where they could fly in, jam signals, get in, get out, they've been doing that for years, so they could get in and get out fast as hell.
Well, these are people that's in other countries. They're not in.
It doesn't matter what country it is. They going in and coming out.
Yeah, usually they have special planes for citizens to take off, but. Man, that's just a scary situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyhow you look at it, man, it's World War III finna start. Like this is going to escalate.
World War III.
Because here's the thing: when Iran starts, they're going to keep shooting at the allies of America. They're going to keep shooting and doing stuff in order to bring people in, because they know the more people come in, the better chance they have.
With what?
Because they trying to,
With what? They gonna run out of ammo before anything gets started.
No, well, they getting help. Gonna get help from China and
they get help from China.
China, Russia.
It ain't gonna work. Trust me, it ain't gonna work.
We know it ain't gonna work.
From my understanding, I thought when they hit all these different countries, it was like American embassy that they were targeting.
They did.
Yeah, that's what they did.
They were targeting American embassies. Yeah,
I think Dubai got hit. A couple buildings got hit.
Yep, Dubai. Yep.
But yeah,
my people had just left Dubai last week.
Yeah.
Thank God they made it home.
Yep. So it forced a lot of people, because they is like UK got hit. They didn't want to help out, and they were showing some of the countries that didn't want to help out, and they got hit. So now that they got hit, they in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's like this,
and that's what I'm saying. That they're gonna keep hitting people randomly that they know. Oh, you used to be at US, you used to be friends with them last year. Boom, boom, boom. They gonna just keep hitting until they find somebody to retaliate, because they ain't doing good right now. So they're looking for a fight. They don't care.
As you said that, P, that's how when I was in Hartford one time, I almost got shot. I went to the club, right? And the Spanish dudes were used to go up against the black dudes. And the dude remembered me. The Spanish dude's like, ain't you that dude was with that other dude? Click, click. I was like, yo, I don't got nothing to do with that. But yo, that's how life be, yo. But I get you.
Yeah. Yo, if I got one Scud left, one Scud missile, and I'm firing it off somewhere. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. We at war. You know what I'm saying? We at war, man. Like, hey, it ain't gonna get better, man. It's gonna get worse a lot before it get better.
It was written.
And we probably, in a couple of days of this is gonna go on at least a couple of weeks to a month.
Yeah, I think they call it like a 14-day war.
Man, ain't no such thing.
It can go for years, bro.
All right, man. Yeah, look at Russia and Ukraine.
They don't have those two countries don't have the ammunition to keep up with war.
Which two countries?
Russia and Ukraine.
But why you think these manufacturers they're not going out of business at all? The manufacturers.
That's the point right there. Yeah. You called it. You nailed it. That's the point right there.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I just got hired at a place, and what I found out what we're hauling is I don't know what it is. They said they burning for energy. That's all they told me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is an everyday run, out of state, come back in state, out of state. They said it's a constant run.
More time effort.
7 days a week, but I'm only working 5.
Yep, more time effort.
Hey, and they say they burning this stuff for energy. So I'm like, okay, and they was like, I got hired the other day. I was like, okay, I'm wondering in the back of my mind, what are they burning for? Why is it 7 days a week?
Yep. So
20.
Go ahead.
Stuff got to get replaced. You see these 3 planes that got shut down.
Yeah. So manufacturers,
all these places like that right now is probably running overtime back.
Overtime right now, yeah.
It's crazy. Somebody got to replenish whatever they lost.
So one of the things I think too, where this is my opinion, right? And let me put it like this: I think the stockpile of wartime material that they have, I don't think that they were planning to go into any kind of war, but I think since they gave Ukraine so much of it, they got to get out the old stuff in order to use the new stuff. You know what I'm trying to say?
Man, I think the old stuff been going a long time ago. Man.
They've been stockpiling for a couple of years. They said
I know,
the stockpile is low because they gave Ukraine so much. So it's like this. They don't stop building. They don't stop building missiles and stuff. So if it's stockpiled for years, they just clearing out all the old stuff to bring in the new stuff. Because when you listen to the news, they always said they use new technology that no other country has seen. So if you notice, when those planes are going down, they're exploding. They're not just exploding because they crash. It's because of the technology that's on there. So they're blowing up these billion-dollar planes. So once they hit the ground, and them just exploding. So when you listen to the news,
they kind of self-destruct.
Yeah, because if Venezuela said they use technology that nobody they never seen before, they said they used it on some of those people. Yo, they got some technology out there that, because even the AI company, I think it was Claude, they were trying to get the government to sign off on certain stuff, because I was watching some surveillance video. They had technology with drones burning down trees. Technology nobody ain't seen before. And it was like, yo, that's a drone. Yo, with like, I can't remember the terminology.
Do you remember under the Obama administration when the kid here from Connecticut put the gun on the drone and he made a YouTube video and he got called down to DC? You remember that?
Yeah.
And that I remember when that happened, I was like, oh. And next thing you know, because they wanted to know how he did it.
But that was out there though. That was out there. He was the only one that that was out there, because I seen stuff like that way before that one came out. But he just happened to bill it, because those templates are out there. So most of that stuff are like military. That's why you see a lot of these new the people that fly the planes. They're high. Yo, the one that was mainly important was the kid from, I think it was Boston. That young military dude that was giving away the information. Those drone pilots that they wear the goggles that fly the drones and stuff like that. These young kids, they're like 19, 20, 21 that fly the drones. They're making a lot of money for the military. And I think they were, one of them gave some secret information away and they caught him at his house. But yo, these young kids are making a lot of money just flying those drones. So I remember that was the one where the guy I think he was giving away intel to some, but I could be wrong as far as the real specifics, but they caught him at his house though. But
I think that's some of the stuff that Troy be doing, going too deep about it.
Air Force. Yeah.
What up, Brandon? What's good with you tonight?
Good evening, gentlemen. Do not let all of this distract you from the fact that them Epstein files still need to be completed.
There you go, Brandon. Bring us back down to earth.
What they drop that.
Go ahead, brother. Bring us back to earth.
I mean, Epstein's file not. We still on the brink of World War III.
Anything so those don't come out.
All of that is over there. I'm in Connecticut. Ain't nobody dropping nothing over here. We good.
Hey, we on the coast, man.
We on the coast, but guess what? They'll get New York before they get Connecticut. We'll be all right.
Yeah, we just never know. Life can change right overnight, bro. Life can change in the blink of an eye.
Listen, we ain't got the Iron Dome like the people over there, but we'll be all right.
Nah, they got them. They got them. They don't got a strategic like that, but they got spots to stop missiles from coming in. They got them. Not Iron Dome, but they got these things to capture them in the
they got they
got stuff to counteract them because
Look, if that's what Pratt and Whitney is working for, go for it.
Oh,
they build planes. They build planes.
Not missiles.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Well, they make them planes.
But there's a lot of companies in Connecticut that build military stuff. I can tell you that you're the engineer.
They build some stuff for the military too.
The submarine base in Groton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot. Not only the top ones. There's a lot. They're private.
You remember when V worked for the place in Newington, the company next to me? They used to make some of the boats and parts for Pratt and Whitney too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's a lot of companies that help do that.
In Connecticut.
Well, you know what? Hey, let's be quiet because now you're making a target on our back. You feel me?
They got Sikorsky down there. They do all the choppers and.
We good.
I mean,
bro.
Just like any other company, any other country got their own CIA. They got their own CIA working out here to do. They know what they want to hit. I mean, let's not be naive to like we can't be touched, but they do the same thing we do. You know what I mean, they got their own intelligence, gathering information on what they want to take out, what's valuable to us that they need to take out. Yeah. But
I just hope we're well protected like they say we are.
Boy. I don't know, man. I
don't want to find out.
Life can change in the blink of an eye. That's all I know.
True. One thing I liked about the video that I played, in that video, that was a lady flying the plane.
That was a lady?
One of them,
Yeah.
The one with the missile that was flying behind
Yeah. One of them was
the
a
one
lady.
that came out in a parachute. That was a young girl.
Yeah, that was a lady.
Yo,
that was a lady.
Whoever was voiding that missile, that was the most dynamic thing I ever seen, bro.
See, like from what they're saying, it was the defense missiles that shot the plane down because they thought. I think Iran shot missiles into those areas at the same time, so the defense mechanism mixed it up, type thing. So it wasn't like they physically shot it down. It was a defense system from those countries that shot the planes down.
I was talking about the plane that got away from the missile. Did you see that?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They were showing the plane escaping the thing.
I saw that one.
They got the heat detectors that let off the things. They know how to beat them junks,
Yeah, I saw that one yesterday.
That was crazy. Even though if it hit them, it don't blow up right away. Some of them jump out. They tell them how close it gets before they could eject.
Yeah, I think they got
all those pilots survived. They all ejected.
Yeah, but that's crazy. I just wanted to point out, that was a young lady in that plane. So, When I looked at it, I was like, she was fearless in that play. And when she touched the ground and they do run up and tell her she's safe, I was like, yo, I'm thankful because she made it. But that's a whole different war. In the air, they run stuff. But when they hit the ground, you see how they corner that guy. And, yo, it was so funny. All he had to say was, yo, I'm American. You notice they didn't attack him? He was like, I'm American. They was going to hit him, and he's like, I'm American. The sound of just saying that damn word, that people ain't even attack you. He was like, American. I'm American. They just backed up. Speaks volume. Speaks volume.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're well trained on what to do, what to say. They you know, it is what it is. Thank God it worked for him.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts on this one, Brandon? I know you said the Epstein files, but
this fool said he don't believe in forever wars. This better not be forever. I didn't agree with it in the first place. This second time he done something without authorization from Congress. Get him out of there.
Nah, I agree with him, bro. I agree with him.
Why? Let me hear.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, right?
Let me hear.
At the end of the day, right, we would have been slow roll into getting shot the hell up, right? By these, they said they had intel that they were going to attack, right? If you leave it up to the Democrats would let them, they are everything Trump do, they are saying no. You know what I'm saying? If it's a war, go back any regime, Obama, before Obama, because I can't say what Biden did. Obama, everything. Obama did the same thing. He didn't go to Congress. I'm going to put it exactly apples for apples. Obama did the same thing. He ain't go to Congress. Yeah, what happened? Trump is doing the same thing Obama did.
Who did he bomb? I can't remember.
Either.
Huh?
Who did he bomb? I can't remember.
When he went over there and killed Bin Laden?
Oh, Bin Laden? The same dude that did 9/11 and got away with it, but didn't?
Yeah, that was
we
talking
about Iran. We talking about somebody that BB the bomber, the Israelis trying to drag us in this stuff because they said, hey, we're going to release them files, tell them what you did. No.
Right.
These are the same people crying victim, and yet you have your own state and you're able to take out this person, that person, and we jump in it like some dummies? Nah.
No. They bombed them earlier because they broke the treaty. They had uranium or whatever. They had enough to build a weapon, right? Obama signed a bad deal, right?
Ain't that the treaty deal that Trump pulled us out of in his last term?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember the exact one.
He's the one pulled them out of the deal.
Yeah,
and that's what gave them they started advancing on the
exactly.
Right.
So they bombed it they bombed it sometime last year or the year before.
I remember that.
And they went back and build it again. So after Trump told them, all right, we ain't playing that nonsense. We blow the shit out of y'all. Y'all got this. We can't let y'all have this. They went back again and did the same thing.
Yeah, they fight for their freedom too.
Yeah.
If you got a nuke,
we the only people that can have nuclear weapons? Come on, bro. That ain't fair.
Well, other countries got them.
So yeah, but you don't want.
But they don't got a problem with Israel, huh?
Bruh, they screaming debt to America, bruh. They screaming debt to America.
When you got an orange Cheeto as the president, it'd be like that.
Obama was doing the same thing. Obama did the same thing. He just signed it away. They ain't care.
I don't remember that.
So and that's what I'm saying. People, this is where it's like this. Don't let. All right, granted, you don't have to like Trump. You don't have to like everything Trump do. But in this regard, I think he's right, bro. I think he's right because at the end of the day, history teaches, let's hit them before they hit us.
What?
Hey,
that's why none of the wars in America go back. When was the last time somebody hit the homeland? Think about
9/11.
it. Right. That was inside America. It wasn't from outside. So 9/11 doesn't count. Going back further than that, when was the last time
Pearl
Harbor?
Exactly. Why is that?
Because the Japanese was fearless.
Because America vowed we ain't letting nobody bring that shit to us no more. We gonna bring it to them. That's why we can live comfortably in our nice homes, drive our nice cars, and we don't gotta worry about nobody touching us. That's why we say thank you to servicemen. That's why the military tell us, hey, that's why when you see a service person, you say thank you for your service, because that's what they're doing. They're bringing it to them. That's what we pay for. That's where your taxes go. That's how they explain it in history class. See, a lot of people are losing touch of what America do. We attack them so we could have the sovereignty and the peace and all this calm. That's why we could afford to talk, walk, move, go where the hell we got to go, because we bring it to them first.
Well, listen, 1953, the United States was involved in destabilizing the government of Iran. And then they ended up putting the Shah of Iran back in power. That man was a dictator that had U.S. backing, was in power for decades, killing innocent people. The U.S. that's on them, all right? Shah of Iran gets taken out. You got the Supreme Ayatollah that takes over. He's doing whatever he want to do. Now we don't have access to the oil. Now he gone because we got dragged back into the Israel thing. It's all about resources, as it's always been. We ain't protecting nobody except to get in everybody's business so we can get what we want. It's BS now and then.
I agree. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. But what is America? What do America make money off of?
Minding other people's business.
Nope. America makes money off of war. That's what America does. America makes money off of war. They sell supplies. I didn't understand that at first, but that's what they do. They make money off of war. Russia, Ukraine, they sell arms to the world.
Yeah.
But we what, $1 trillion in debt though?
Huh?
We $1 trillion in debt.
Hey, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like bad business. We selling all these arms, but we $1 trillion in debt. See, this is why I don't like The Apprentice. This is nonsense.
That's a different thing, but I agree with you. And that's a history lesson. All of those things are valid. What you said is valid. I don't disagree with it. It's all history lessons, but you know.
You know what though? What you just said, like we sell all these weapons and even to our enemies for them to use it against us. But then when they stop buying from us or buy something else that we don't like or is too powerful, then we bomb them. Does that make sense?
But I get you. That's true. That's true.
I mean, I'm just saying it's kind of an oxymoronish thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but. There's always an undermined thing that is not just the surface, you know what I mean? It's never, you know, it's always a back-end-handed deal going on somewhere. And what we, like I said, when we see the propaganda, what we see to actually turn us against Iran and Iran against us, the chant of death to America to make Americans mad. And you know, I want to say 90% of Americans don't really care, don't really know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? We just living our lives every day. We struggling over here. You know, they're raising our taxes. They cutting our jobs. You know what I mean? They're giving us bare minimum. On top of our degrees, we got to pay back all these loans to get top dollar, but pay back these loans and be in debt. They're making money off of debt, really.
Yeah.
That's where they make the money, is off the debt and keeping us in debt and keeping us working. We're the slaves, modern slaves, legal slaves, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Look, Gavin said it was 36 trillion. I pulled up the Website man was just talking about it's 38 trillion.
Okay.
How we get 2 more trillion within a couple seconds?
Yeah. That's zeros that I can't even count.
We gained 2 trillion in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
In 5 minutes.
That went up.
Yo.
So, yeah, it's that, man. It's all about
Yo, remember she was talking about the thing in the video, the inflation?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About when they sat down, it was
a hamburger went from 6 to 600.
Yeah, overnight. That's kind of what happened in Venezuela too, you know. But a lot of that got to do with the sanctions.
One thing before we switch off of this one was they were talking about how much a friggin' missile costs, right? And they were breaking down the numbers in the missile, and they were saying like some of these missiles are like 50,000. And they're letting them shit off like. Yeah, and I'm like, and they were explaining what missile is used for what missile, and this missile costs like 200,000. You won't use this missile to take out these missiles, but these missiles are good in taking out these missiles, so you can't use that. You got to use these missiles and the numbers that they're using, and they're just offloading these shits. They're offloading these jumps like nothing, Usually like. That's 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million. In seconds, I was like, that's crazy.
Tupac said it. We got money for war, but can't feed the poor.
Feed the poor, yeah.
Yep.
Oh man,
it's always been like that. And just like you said, how all these jobs are getting cut. Well, we kind of could figure out where the money's going. Where they're pushing it to, you know.
Yeah. So it's either we wake up. So all right. So we adapt, right? So we adapt into investing our time to go working for AI that or something like that. These companies that are growing now. The company that is going to be growing are the companies building missiles or ships or tanks and all of that stuff. Those are the companies that's going to be booming right now during war. And the people that all the supply everything you need to supply the army, the navy. Those are the companies that's going to be booming. All the mom and pop shops and all of that stuff to people to survive, those are the ones getting cut.
People in the comments, give me some good munitions places, good weapons places to invest in, please. While Robin Hood get popping.
Some stocks or something.